Just let go. Just let go. Just let go. Just let go. Just let yourself go.
So you won't see us wake up this early too much, but there is a good reason why we did today.
So today we are in Polish mountains.
So we just got through the gate, and before we even started this adventure, it looks beautiful right away.
Yes.
Like all these hills, mountains and everything. We can feel that we are in the mountains, in the mountain region of Poland. And it was actually Evie's idea. And it was
have the bestest ideas.
Yeah. We're off season kind of, because it's kind of cold. As you can see, we're in jackets and everything. But it was supposed to be very nice today, and as you can see, the sky is beautiful, everything looks beautiful. And how much did we pay for the tickets?
Like 6 zloty per adult and 3 per like student.
So students and kids pay 3 zlote and normally 6. So we paid 9 for both of us. So this trip is gonna be a lot of walking. And it's kind of like split into 2 parts. The first part
It's like flat road through the valley.
so like we're walking right now. So basically, like you see, is a road everywhere you see. It's basically just a flat road, like you said, going pretty much through the valley. And then
it's more exciting part because walking on the mountains.
basically we'll have, I think, 3 peaks pretty much that we're gonna go to. And it's gonna be a nice adventure. Basically that is where we are heading, to the peaks. And the very cool thing about this is it's very close to the edge of the country. Basically we're gonna be walking on the Polish border, so we're kind of gonna be in 2 countries at the same time.
In Slovakia.
Slovakia and Poland.
If you call back, but a human can only take so much pain. And I've been stuck out here in the damn rain, while you've been loving every second of my disdain. And then you say, yeah, I swear I'm gonna change. Tell me that you're not gonna break my heart, yeah. Tell me that you're not gonna run me ragged. Tell me that you're always gonna be by my side.
The most important part of every trip is
Food!
yeah.
You don't know how much they can hurt. I skin in my hands, digging through all your dirt. You said it's me, that I'm your whole world. But that's fool's gold, it don't hold no word. Got me on a short leash, like an animal. Try to run away, you pull me back and forth. Keep me on the side, you like the.
So we made a very quick stop here at the
Schronisko, which is shelter.
And basically in the national parks here in Poland you have shelters every now and then where you can stay for a little while. You know, you have a restroom, you have like restaurants, or you can even stay for the night if there is a case that you need it.
And we are done with the first part and we are going to the mountains.
Yeah, it's time to climb up the mountains. But one very cool thing from the shelter that is right here behind us, and I didn't show it too much, but it's looking like this between the mountains. A really cool thing is if you look at the shelter and you look the opposite way, it's looking over a beautiful view right there of the mountains. Even though it's November, middle of November, it feels like it's the middle of like spring, and especially like in the middle of morning. It's so beautiful and it's very sunny. It looks very nice. Let's do this. Evie!
Hey.
So we're on our way to Grzes, that's how it's called, the first peak, right?
Right.
And now we're heading into the forest. Once again, I'm going by this girl. She's the one leading this expedition. And we're going into the forest. But one more time, look at the view here. Look how beautiful this looks. We're actually going from there, lower there, and there was the shelter, and then the valley right there. Well, let's go. Let's go, Evie. Oh, and one more thing. The weather today is beautiful, and it's all thanks to this girl right here again, because she's the one that said it's gonna be beautiful this weekend, and we have to get here, so she was the one that got us here. So, we're almost at the top of the first peak called Grzes. Grzes is actually a name in Polish, so it's kind of funny, like it's named after pretty much name, just named, nothing else. And I don't think so there's any story to it.
But this name in Polish has like no significance. But in Slovakia it has name like
A name that has to do with how it looks like on the other side, I think,
Yeah.
I think, or like the grass here, like a grassland or something,
and it has a sense.
and that has a sense. But we Polish people thought it's gonna be better to just name it Grzes. It's kind of like saying, let's call it Gregory, and yeah, and call it a day. So if we look up right now, let's look right up here. You can see the steps, and from those steps we should be on the first peak. If we get to the first peak, it should be a little bit easier because I think it goes a little bit more in a line from one peak to another, but we will see in a second.
Hey,
We made it!
to the first peak.
First peak, right here. Right here, the first peak. And then more to come there. So, we're at the top.
Of the Grzes.
Or Gregory, or whatever his name is, but basically we're on the top of the first peak. 2 more to go. We can see them from here, but they're so high, so far.
It's a little bit windy.
But it's very sunny,
yeah.
beautiful weather.
We have a beautiful weather, yeah.
And keep in mind we're in middle of November, so it's a little bit late in the year.
Yeah, but a lot of people are here with us.
Yeah, so there's a lot of tourists, or I should say, I think Polish people, but there's a lot of people still.
Or maybe Slovakians.
Or Slovakians, because it's the border. We're actually at the border. Here is the border of Slovakia and Poland, so it's very cool. So here is Gregor, or Grzes. Then we have the second peak is going to be right here. That's the Rakon. And then from Rakon right here, we go this way, right here to the top here. That's the Wolowiec, the main goal of today.
2 hours to go.
Yeah, about 2 hours to go.
Each other and the things we do, it's all so blue. Yeah, what if we could grow just like the flowers through the concrete, just you and me. Just let
It's so quiet right now, like seriously, like dead silent. And here is the Slovakia, and here is Poland.
And we're heading where?
To the Rakon, which is right there.
So one peak, main peak we're heading to.
So here we have Sebastian with professional shoes, and then he is going in like running shoes.
Highly recommend.
Why?
My feet are hurting, so I had to.
just let go. Oh yeah, just let go.
So for the first time in this year we can see snow,
It's right there, snow.
and also there.
And there, yeah. Right
Can
there.
go skiing,
Yeah, your favorite thing.
snowboarding.
Yeah.
One fun fact: what is the tradition in Polish mountains?
Everyone says hi, cześć, or any other of those when passing by.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because you don't know people, but you are telling them hi.
Yeah, once someone passes, you say hi, hey, cześć, hello, everything,
Yeah.
and pass by.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. Didn't know about that.
Tell me that you're not gonna break my heart. When you tell me you're not gonna run me back in. Tell me that you're always gonna be by my side. You tell me lies.
So we made it to the Rakon.
And we've been to that one right there, so like somewhere right there, I guess. Yep, we've been there. Now we're on the second peak, so it's right here. Look at that view. Just look at that view. It's beautiful.
We have pure nature here.
Yeah, and this side is Poland. Right here, what you see is Poland. Or actually, as you see the path, that is the border. So it goes from like the peaks along and all the way to the highest peak. And basically, this is the border. So here is Poland, and here we have Slovakia. Right here. It's really nice. And there's the final peak, but we're gonna take a rest for a second. So we here have snow, just by Evie.
Yeah.
Here's snow, the highest peak, really windy, getting slightly later in the day. And here we have the peak, we have the snow, the way back. We've just been to that peak right there, from there, that peak, and from that valley. So we're very close.
To the last peak.
But we're gonna have to leave it for the next time, maybe for spring. It's kind of getting windy and cold, and it's not really fun to stand here. Second off, it seems like people are not going on the main road or the main track, and people are going off the track to get to the top. And
Yeah, it can be slippery.
yeah, it can be slippery. People were just talking about that. It's getting kind of actually darker.
Yes, because it's like almost winter. It's like 2 p.m. and it's almost dark. So
Yeah, like you said, it's 2 p.m. so it should be like the middle of the day.
Yeah.
But as you can see, it's getting dark everywhere. So we have to get back to our car before it gets dark.
and we have like 4
4 or 3
also.
hours to get back.
Yeah.
At least for your calculations. And so we're gonna be back here in the spring and get to the top because we have to get here. But on a better weather, better timing, and we know what to expect.
Safety first.
Yeah, safety first as always. So
Remember.
remember that. And so with that being said, we have to go down and we have to get started going back.
Fairy tale, but the tears are fake. Were they part-time promises?
So this right here is the moment that this adventure turned out to be much different than we expected. To get down from between the peaks of Wolowiec and Rakon, we were tasked with going on a green path. A green path in mountains means pretty much that it's an easy path. It's supposedly a very easy path to get from. The problem here is it wasn't, because it's November, it's middle of November. It's getting darker much quicker. Also, it was kind of cold, so it kind of got the rocks that were going down were all in mist and not only wet but also frozen. This green path that should take us, for example, just the V should take us maybe 30 seconds, a minute. It took us 45 minutes. And better yet, once we get down that V, it turned out to be that it's much farther being like this. So it was a very hard way to get down. It was experience like no other, because we were, instead of walking down the stairs pretty much, or the steps, we were actually sliding down, sitting on them, trying to push ourselves down a little bit, trying to get step by step, pretty much trying to get soldiers down the mountain. It was crazy experience. Many people were there and everybody was slowed down because of that, because everyone was trying to get safely. And we were going into a forest and it was getting dark because it was later than we were supposed to be there. Good thing is, I had this light with me, and thanks to this light I was able to light out half of the forest in front of us once I got it out. But it's just the experience of having being in the forest and then getting darker and darker and pretty much being pitch black later on. We were just so tired at the moment and barely could move forward. We were still fighting, we were still going, and we didn't actually stop. Because the thing is, from that peak to the schronisko, or the shelter, it was taking us so long to get because of that condition, how it was outside. And we got there so much later that once we got there, it was already pitch black. And from that, that's another 2 hours of walking to the cars. So basically, we were all in pain, tired as much as we could possibly be. Everything was hurting, all of our muscles sore, and with backpacks and everything, and pitch black going into forest towards the parking. And people will take out their phones and, you know, like light up the way. We took that light, which was amazing, by the way. And we had 2 more hours. We didn't even take a stop there because we were just thinking, you know, we have to get to the car. We have to keep going. If we stop, it's gonna be very hard to continue. And the 2 hours of walking was a pain. On one hand, it felt like an eternity. On the other hand, it felt really quickly. It was a very, very different kind of video pretty much for us, because we suddenly had to pack our, you know, cameras, put into backpacks, and survival mode was on to get back to safety. So this time the mountains have won a little bit, but we are planning to go there in the spring or summer when the days are longer, because this time at 4 p.m. it was already dark. So imagine how much more time we had if it was like spring or summer. That's why we will return there once the weather is better. So that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. But before we end this video, a couple things that I wanted to mention very quickly. First off, if you like the music in this video or in any other of my work, check out Epidemic Sound and Artlist. If you just sign up through those links down below, well, on Artlist you will get 2 months on top of your subscription, and on Epidemic you'll get 30 days free. Second off, if you'd like to support our channel, check out my Patreon and my website. Basically, if you choose to become our patron, there are things coming back your way, because we send out monthly postcards from the places that we visit. And last but not least, if you want to join a travel community, check out Travel the World. It's a Facebook travel community. If you're into that kind of stuff, check it out. It's gonna be a link down below. So this is gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again, and I'll see you next time.